So you've listed your home for sale and you're getting ready for your very first showing or open house. Now listen, preparing your house for showings can sometimes feel like the build up to a Christmas or Thanksgiving dinner party. And just like preparing for those holidays, there's a lot of cleaning involved. If you've ever sold your home before, you know that. But here's the deal. There's a lot more at stake when it comes to showing a home than just receiving negative or rude comments from a relative. And while cleaning is the most obvious step in preparing your home for showings, it's only one of several things to do before you actually start to invite prospective buyers into your home. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through what I refer to as the 10 critical. Yes, there's 10 things that you need to do. These are critical, so pay close attention before you ever show your home to a buyer, before you open up the front door and let someone come in that might be the potential buyer, someone that's going to live there for the next 10 or 20 years. Now these are the 10 critical things, if you actually want to sell your home for the most amount of money. And who doesn't want to do that?
Hi, Kevin Yoder, team leader of Yoder Real Estate, bringing to you valuable information about all things real estate and living and working in the Grand Rapids, Michigan area that you cannot find anywhere else. And if you like this video, make sure you like it and subscribe to it so that you can see more content just like this.
First on my list of all the things, the 10 critical things that you can do to get your home ready for sale, I'm going to focus the most on this one because actually it's the most important one. And then the other 9, I'm going to go through those rather quickly. They're more obvious. Just make sure you're not missing anything here, because this is the deal, is sell a home for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time and the least amount of hassle. It's a team effort. It's the marketing of the product that allows the buyer to love the product. So we market the home to attract the most amount of people, but once they get there, it's showtime. And so if you think about it that way, is your home would be in the product. I've got to market the product and they've got to love the product. So number 1, right on the list, for the very, very top, is remove clutter. Remove clutter. This is absolutely necessary. So you've got to pack away something and move it anyway. So get a box and get rid of it. So that's generally the philosophy, is that if you're moving, something needs to go in a box, do it anyway. You're being proactive and you're going to have your home show better. So you have the product and that's your house. And so would you buy a car, for example, that's filled with cigarette butts? How about dining at a restaurant with a dirty table? Of course not. We wouldn't do these things. So when it comes to your home, we have to think about it through that same lens, is declutter, depersonalize, and make sure that it's as clean as possible. Just like my quote about, if you watch my other videos, about the fact that there's no inspection issues, there's only deferred maintenance issues that show up during the inspection process. There are no staging issues. There's no home staging issues. There's only deferred cluttering issues that manifest, which is basically keeping too much stuff around that manifests during the selling process. What's another idea? Fold and store blankets and shoes. So if you have a bunch of blankets laying around, fold them up, put them in totes, and move them into the garage. And finally, use the garage. Use the garage. A lot of people are hesitant to use the garage for storage, but you have a couple options. Storage garage, rent a garage, or use your own garage. If you have 2 or 3 stalls, just load up the 3rd stall or the 2nd stall with all of your stuff. It's a great staging area, and don't worry about it looking too cluttered. Way better in the garage than it would be to actually have it in your home. People look at the garage last. If you've been in this showing, it's the last place they look. They open up the garage door. Yep, that's a garage. Moving right along, okay? I opened up this video by talking about cleaning. Deep cleaning is number 2. You've got to take the time to do a deep clean of your house. Everything has to sparkle. Everything has to shine. What is that? Hardwoods, windows, countertops, sinks, toilets. And think about the last minute stuff while you're doing the deep cleaning. Take out the trash, clean that fireplace mantle. You should be able to eat off the countertops. Maybe you can do that already. Just do that really deep cleaning. It's going to go a long way. Number 3 on our list. Number 3, don't forget about the closets. I've seen so many times where I'm going through a showing, I open the closet door and all this stuff comes piling out. Or walking through a home getting ready to list it, and the seller has cleaned most of the home, but you open up the closets and my gosh, they are completely filled top to bottom. The amount of available storage is super important for a buyer. It's a big factor in their decision-making process. So don't just cram your closets full of stuff at the last minute. Buyers will look in there. They'll always look in there. They're nosy, plus they want to know about the storage. So better use the garage, just like I did in that first step with decluttering, is use the garage for storage. Rid your closets of all the stuff. Make sure there's just a minimal amount in those closets and put it all in the garage. Okay, number 4, remove odors. What's that smell? Oh my gosh, think about this. Think neutral. 2 odors will kill a sale more than anything else. You know what those are? Cat urine and cigarette smoke. If you combine those 2 things together, you're dead in the water. Your home will never sell. It won't sell to a cat, and it will not sell to somebody who smokes cigarettes. How about a cat who smokes cigarettes? Buyers need to walk into a home that smells good. What you think is something that smells great, it's likely that buyer's not going to feel the same way. Number 5, highlight the key areas. What are those key areas? What are those focal points? Well, kitchens, as we know, are traditionally a big selling point in a home. So make sure that your kitchen is spick and span. Going back to the cleaning again, clean out the countertops, put away the pots and pans. Can you eat off your countertops, as I mentioned before? And the same things with the bathroom. Bathrooms are also focal points and key areas for any home. So the toilets and the showers should be absolutely spotless. Number 6, remove yourself and your family. This is a hard one for some people, but think about it this way. You know, people don't want to see you there during the showing, so physically remove yourself. And sometimes we see that where we go to a showing and the owner is sitting right there on the sofa. Awkward. So obviously you don't want to be physically present for the showing. And guess what? That also means your personal items. You want the prospective buyer to see themselves, to picture themselves, to visualize themselves calling this home theirs. So remove most of your family photos. You don't have to remove them all, but let's say there's a wall and there might be 15 family photos all lined up. You should probably reduce that down to about 5. So remove most of those, and then other items such as children's artwork or report cards. Focus area that most people do is they slam all that stuff on the refrigerator. Remove those from the refrigerator. We're trying to get this to be as neutral as possible. So remove yourself from the home physically for showings and remove yourself from the home for showings in terms of stuff all over the walls and the refrigerator. Number 7, open it up. Open it up. Rearrange the furniture to make the room more inviting and to remove bigger pieces of furniture. Oftentimes we'll walk into a home and they'll have one of those sectional sofas, and the L wraps right in front of the main walkway. I like to say it's stopping forward momentum. You don't think about it this way, but it feels congested. It feels tight. It makes the room feel smaller. And so if you imagine if that's going on with the L-shaped sofa, and then there's a ceiling fan with a sofa here, the ceiling fan is pushing down, making the entire room feel as short as the ceiling fan's bottom point is. So if the ceiling fan comes down 2 feet, and that means that a room that would be like 8 feet tall, it only feels like it's 6 feet tall. So you're shrinking the room that way. Plus, if there's a sofa in front of your natural walkway, you're blocking forward progress. And it's just not going to feel good. It doesn't have good flow. So remove these large items. Break up that L on the sofa if you can, or put a new sofa in there, or just change the direction of that L so it doesn't block that forward progress. Progress meaning the way that a person, not just the buyer, would naturally walk through their home. There's a difference between living in a home and selling a home. And selling a home, we have to take advantage of these pathways and open them up as much as possible. By doing so, you actually make the space appear much larger than it is. Okay, number 8, don't forget about the exterior. We do all these things for the inside of the house, but remember, first impressions are the key. First impressions are lasting impressions. So the first thing that a prospective buyer sees when they pull into the house is the exterior. So we need to focus on curb appeal, lawn and landscaping. How about those loose sticks? Your tree drops the sticks, they're all over the lawn. Go ahead and pick those up. Spend 20 or 30 minutes, maybe it's an hour. It makes a huge difference. Potted plants around the front entrance are a big help. And finally, paint the front door. If your front door is chipped or the color is bad, just Google best colors for front doors. You'll find a plethora of articles that give you clues into the visual aspect of things and how colors make us feel differently. You got one shot at this thing. You want to get the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time with the least amount of hassle. Work on your front door, work on the exterior, and then as they walk in up to the home, they're going to feel good about it and they step through that front door. It's showtime. Number 9, step into their shoes. We don't know how someone feels unless we can put ourselves in their shoes from their perspective. So try walking through the home as though you were the prospective buyer. It's kind of hard to do. You live there. This is your place. Remove yourself from it for a minute. Walk through it. Keep an open mind. Get rid of these things. If you see something that someone may not appreciate, You're going to want to get rid of it. Let me give you an example. Polarizing art. Anything that is negative emotional state in a prospective buyer. What are some of those things? Sports theme posters. We live in Michigan here. We have U of M and we have Michigan State. These two things do not go together. A U of M fan cannot stand Michigan State and vice versa. So, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, why would you want to put a polarizing poster? Get rid of it from the wall. This is just for a short period of time. Go put it in your new home. But for now, it's no time for that. And I got one more thing for you. Guys, usually guys, sometimes just gals, where I walk in and the entire wall is dedicated to all the kills, all the hunts, all the animals. We can't run the risk of somebody being offended by that. At the same time, I have witnessed just too many buyers walk in and go, oh, there's too much going on here. Remember, neutral is certainly not neutral. So as much as you can, if you have the dead animals on the wall from your recent hunt, take them off and take them off early. Find a place to put them. Bring them to your mother's house. Just get them off your wall so we can neutralize the space. And finally, number 10, keep it clean. Keep your home clean throughout the showing process. Hey, look, life happens, and not all of us are Mr. Clean, but try to keep your home as clean as possible and show ready, so in case you have any last-minute showings, you'll be ready for that. And now, after all, the more showings that your home gets while it's on the market, the more likely it'll get sold and it will get more money for you at the closing table. So that concludes the 10 critical things to do to get your home show ready when you're on the market if you want to maximize your price. Did you like this video? If so, like it, subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that you get notified whenever I make a new real estate video, and share it with somebody that will be selling soon that you think that will get value from this. And if you'd like to connect with us at Yoder Real Estate to walk through any of these processes, by the way, this is exactly what we share with our clients each and every time we go on the market, and it does work because we have the evidence of the successful sale and a higher price in a shorter timeline. Go to our website, yoderrealestate.com, or check us out on all of our other social media. We'll see you soon.